How are you? You good? How are you? You good?
Yes. Yes. We'll figure fully.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'm so excited to have the three of you with me. Can you all see us okay? Can you see us? Yep. Perfect. Well, I'm really excited to have you three here with me today. And yeah, I'm standing a little bit up close, but I just want to make sure everyone can see me. So first of all, I watched the show last night, and oh, wow, it really got to me. And yeah, I just felt chills watching it. It was very deep. And the three of you, can you quickly introduce yourselves and what role you all played in the Dahmer episode 6? Jerry? Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Anthony Spady, and here's my name sign. And the character I played was Rufus. All right, I have so many questions for you all, but the first one being the background of the film. Where does it take place, and how did the three of you become involved in this project? And what is your experience? What was your experience like filming? Yeah, anyone, go ahead. This is a question open to everyone.
LA. Really amazing experience. I really enjoyed it, and really the process was fluid. And it felt like they gave me directions. They said congratulations. It was I was really shocked, and I was thrilled to be working with.
How cool. Yeah, I auditioned for the role of Tony at first, but I didn't get that role, which is totally fine. And as time went on, I got an email, and it said, "Oh, can you read for the part of Rufus?" And I said, "Okay, sure." So I got the script, and I felt that, oh, I can totally do this. And I felt so confident in taking on this character. I said, all right, let's go. And then I found out I got the role. And I remember I've been in the industry for a while. I've been in the industry for a while, and I didn't really get much. But now, after getting this role of Rufus, I mean, for the start, the first role was kind of small that I ever gotten in the industry, but this one's a little bit bigger. And so with giant stars, so with A-list stars, so I felt really great.
Wow.
Amazing.
Well, I don't want to see how I got the experience so well.
No. Oh, no, don't say that.
I got right.
I mean, you totally fit the look of Tony, so of course they gave you the role. Yeah, of course, you got the face. Yeah, oops. Oh, I just wanted to mention that the cast and the crew, I mean, they were just amazing. I was just amazed looking, you don't see that often. The diversity on set was just something that took me aback. And the accessibility, they were all aware about deaf people and our needs and everything. And the communication, flawless. We had 2 interpreters on set with a director of ASL, a DASL. And yeah, the DSL was teaching and being a coach to everyone, teaching them signs, right? Mm-hmm. So one question I wanted to ask was the casting crew familiar with deaf people already before you got to set, or did you really have to educate them while you were there? And then how was
Really,
how was being on set? Was everyone social?
the first thing that impressed me was the three of our characters were, all together. And we were able to like talk to each other. We weren't like separated far away. We were together in a group, and that was really a nice experience to have that, and I really appreciated that. And also when I started, I just felt extremely uncomfortable, and they understood that what we needed.
And so each episode is how long? How long does it take to typically film one episode?
Maybe, Rodney, what do you think? Right, it's episode 6, so.
Yeah, episode 6.
3 weeks.
For me, it took 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was a week.
Wow.
Yeah, a month.
A month? Okay, yeah. I remember me and you, Ronnie, were talking about that. Yeah, you love LA.
Exactly.
Oh, I remember that.
That was episode 5. Episode 5 when I was sitting on the bed.
Ah, no wonder. I was like, oh, you're hairless. You don't have a beard anymore. Okay, that's why. So you were working with A-list celebrities during this. How was that, and how were they? Did you feel nervous, or how were your interactions with it? Was it fun? Were you able to make connections with them?
I met Evan Peters on set, but at the same time, I felt I really didn't meet Evan Peters. I felt I was meeting Jeffrey Dahmer. So
because the look, the glasses, all of that.
And he's a really good method actor, and so I really didn't think I actually met Evan Peters.
But I did get the opportunity to have like a 5-minute chat with Evan as Evan. And he has swag. I remember he was dancing around. I saw a little bit of him. I saw the more fun side of him, which was really nice. And it was really cool. He's such a cool, nice person. But then when we were ready to shoot, it was about 5 minutes till they called action. I remember he went into the corner and he just immersed himself in the character of Jeffrey Dahmer. It was like 5 minutes, he was a completely different person. He let out this yell, this scream, and then went to set. And I was like, who is that?
He was extremely skilled.
He's a professional. You put on that character. Yeah, exactly that. That leads me to another question. What does that feel like to act in that kind of scene where you're being murdered? What was that like? I mean, your heart must have been racing.
So that age really feel like it's completely different. The director said, "Let's go back to the I'm on that." So it's like I'm going to die. I feel like I'm going to die. I feel that.
Now, when you all watch the episode back, what are your thoughts watching it? I don't see myself. Oh my god! I mean, all 3 of you were fabulous in this. What do you mean you don't like to see yourself?
It was beautiful.
I mean, the editing, the shots, beautiful.
Empowering, really, honestly, to see that.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, oh, I'm not really looking at myself. Like, it's weird when you're watching this show. Like, I did tear up just a little bit, but I was totally immersed in the role, and it really did touch my heart. I was very impressed watching it, and they went beyond my expectations. I was scared, you know how they usually, in Hollywood, they always cut us off. They cut off our hands. They don't really show us in the full shot and not really presenting ASL fully. But they got the shots perfectly. They have the proper footage, and I'm so happy with that. Yes, I definitely agree. They felt very mindful of the signs instead of just glancing over it or just, not filming it correctly or not really showing the signs in its totality. It was shot beautifully. Truly amazing. Now, I'm curious, the three of you know about Jeffrey Dahmer. Have you known about Jeffrey Dahmer before this?
Yes. Really, it's funny. In college, I went to University of Southern Florida in Tampa, and we took a class called, serial killers, And so I was always curious to see, and so I took that class, and I actually learned about Jeffrey Dahmer. I read books related to him, but they never mentioned, and he actually killed someone who was deaf. So when I arrived on set and I was reading the script, I was like, wait, what? So I asked the writer, I was like, is this true? And he was like, yes, this actually happened. And I was shocked because all this time I was clueless to it. And now I'm, 29? And I was just really surprised to learn that.
Did the two of you know about Tony? Or did you know about him at all? Not until I've known about Jeffrey Dahmer, but I just never knew he murdered a deaf person. Well, when I got this role and the audition, I didn't really know much about him, so I did a little research, and I was like, oh, okay, that's who he is. But I made it a point not to dive deeper in my research because I didn't want it to conflict with my character. My character is the best friend of Tony. So imagine if I already knew a lot about Dahmer. I wouldn't go over there and dance with them, I would not. So I would have fought him. I wouldn't have let him go over there and dance with them. So I'd rather be unaware of who he is until after filming. That's when I really delved into my research, and I have to say it's horrific. It's disgusting. And upon further research, I was mad.
But I didn't realize.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't none of that like that.
Mm-hmm. So I did some research on him and before the series, and I kind of talked to my family, and they feel kind of triggered, I'm sure, and I imagine it's hard for the families watching this to see this. Another thing that I was reading about, it seems that there was some discussion, and it seems that most of Dahmer's victims are people of color. And so there was discussion about that, and I'm curious about your perspective on this. Do you feel like this show exploits Black queer trauma? Or do you feel they deserve to have their stories told and shared? I'm curious on your perspective about that discussion around this Dahmer series. So in watching this and getting all the information, it's really hard for me to take in and understand what they've gone through because I wasn't there. I mean, I won't know what that experience is like, but I will say for myself and for me being a queer person, I feel that we have to be cautious when we're out there because you never know who's out there. I'm happy that I've learned how to box and protect myself because my next project is related to boxing, so I'm glad I can really use what I've learned in case someone tries to come for me. But really, in all seriousness, my heart does go out to the families and for what they've gone through and the pain and trauma they've had to endure.
I just feel,
I just feel that in our episode 6, it really shined a light on the victim and really bringing in the victim's perspective. I hope that makes sense. Sure, yeah, it does.
It was frustrating to watch because you see how the police, like all of what was happening, they kind of ignored what was going on. And for me to watch it, it was frustrating because it was like, come on. It was like, that was like the early 90s. So, and that's why today, hopefully, we don't want that to continue. We want the justice system to improve. And there has been huge improvements for it somewhat. But it was really hard to watch.
Right. Yeah, in the beginning, you were starting to say something, Rodney?
Yeah.
I mean, from one perspective, at least people now know who Tony is and knows their story, which is sad because, I mean, hopefully there will be more deaf organizations, more schools, more to recognize him and pay respect to him. Now that he's visible and getting the respect and the light shine on the story that he deserves. And hopefully realizing that the deaf community is out there. After this conversation, I feel like I want to find a way to reach out to the family because, like, I want to give them my love and my support. Yeah, that'd be really touching for the family. It would be great. And he graduated from WSD. Maybe over there they can recognize him and maybe set up a memorial for him.
Yeah, that's something we look to, to see what to do because after the show happened, yeah.
Mm-hmm, for sure. I remember they mentioned he went to Gallaudet, or am I wrong in that? I just want to make sure. Before I make an answer, I'll do some more research. Well, now that the three of you have this platform, use it to garner the recognition that Tony deserves.
Yeah.
So I have another burning question. There's been some talk about these different perspectives, and Rodney, you are a straight man playing a queer role. So I just want to know what your thoughts on that are. I'm also curious, what was it like acting as a queer man or taking on that role? Watching yourself back, did you have a new perspective or did you make any realizations or any realizations based on queerness? What was your experience like?
So I'm not. If Tony wasn't gay, okay, like I feel like the role, I just won't feel defined. not gonna lie, like I really felt like, oh, okay, I can do this. So honestly, like of the acting was because Jared is pretty honest.
And also, we really want to focus on straight actors acting in a gay role. So at the same time, remember that the main character, portrayed by, Evan Peters is amazing actor, extremely skilled, but he himself is straight. But he took on the role of a gay character. But you don't see that in the news, like criticizing that, oh, he's portraying a gay character, you know? So I just feel like, like that's kind of my question about that. Because can he pass as a white man, you know, or...
Perspectives here, yeah, there's different perspectives. Yeah, would you like to add anything else to that? I mean, yeah, what you all said. Beautiful. I appreciate your honesty in this. And I see the three of you have really developed this close relationship through this experience, and the amount of support that you're giving each other, whether the role is big or small, it's really great. And I'm sure this was a great experience.
This like big, them two, Spady and Jerry showed unlimited amount of support. I wasn't. What you said, when I look at people saying mine is a great actor, right, that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Rico or Rufus. You know, that wouldn't have happened when we on break. See Jared and Spady will come to my trailer room, go around like go back to act. We just chemistry ready, or like me being ultra like Spady that like took sweet like food and private place. This guy, you know, like what's wrong? Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, but like we already developed that first day, and it's there, like it made me feel. Something I never felt like. I was already losing. I felt supported, and they, you ready? Let's fucking go. And I was like, all right, let's go. And like they took me over there. I'm not the man.
Oh, thanks. It's nice to see the three of you and the support that you have for each other.
As deaf people, we should be supporting each other, and we should all be supporting each other. And it's that's
I'm sure being in this show, you're bringing out new perspectives on, let's say, the gay experience, the Black experience, these other facets of the human experience, and that I'm sure are going to stick with people. And I'm sure there's some life lessons in a way behind this. And most of all, Tony, wow, it's amazing. So thank you for your honesty, for everything you've said. Does anyone have any last thoughts? And I wanted to be clear, for our director of ASL, it was C.J. Jones.
Yeah.
C.J. Jones was our DASL, our coach, along giving advice to the family, making sure everything was good.
Yes.
How fabulous is that?
With the mother and sister signing, wow, I was shocked. Like they were learning. It was like a short time that they were learning, so I applaud them.
Yes. Oh, I agree with that. That was beautiful to see. This Black hearing family signing with their deaf son, and hopefully more Black families will see this and gain the motivation to sign, and hopefully this will be an example to others. And what's really cool is that the Black family already developed sign before this was even like the show was set up. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because the mother, she used to date a deaf guy in college. Oh. So I was like, there's that. And then there's Karen. And then Tony, I think the family members, they picked up some sign. And the same with the brother in college as well. Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
I'm curious.
So yeah, they already had a sense of sign language.
When they auditioned, they had a no sign for the part. I'm just wondering, was that like?
That's a good question. Yeah, you're right. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wonder about that too. Well, either way, it was amazing exposure to the hearing community for these deaf people. This is one of the most watched shows in history in Netflix. Amazing. And it seems that so many hearing people are just in awe of episode 6. And me as well. And this is great exposure. It's more exposure to bring deaf awareness out there more.
Thank you.
Thank you all for chatting, and good luck with everything you do in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Do we have a little dance break? Woo! Yeah, we'll join. He can join from over there. I love y'all. Bye-bye.